and welcome to Checkpoint. I'm your host, Pastor Ifeoma Eze, and today I am excited to be in your face. Yes, you heard me well. I want to start by saying thank you, and thank you so much for all that you do for us at Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, thank you for your comments, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. For all of these things you do, our message is able to reach a wider audience, and for this I want to say thank you. I am indeed very grateful for all that you do. And at this moment, I want to really appreciate you for inviting your friends, for letting them know that Checkpoint has come to stay. I'd like you to use this opportunity to invite your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors, and let them know that Checkpoint is on again. And today on Checkpoint, I have a very interesting topic, something that you will love, something that will be meaningful to you. Remember that at Checkpoint, we empower, we educate, and we inspire you to be able to become a better version of yourself. That is why I can't wait to share with you what I had today on Checkpoint. Now, do me a favor. Invite everyone. Share this link everywhere. Tell them that we are on. And when you do that, they will join and they would really be impacted. Thank you so much in advance, because I know you are going to do just that. All right, I'll be back right after the break, and then I'll introduce the topic for today. Don't go anywhere. Now, welcome back. Today on Checkpoint, I have a very important topic I would like to share with you. The topic is dealing with burnout. Dealing with burnout. Believe me when I tell you, so many things are happening to so many people right here in our generation. In fact, people that you feel are next door to you, people that are around you, friends, relations, associates, neighbors, many people are going through burnout. And it is said by researchers that the rate of burnout amongst individuals is increasing, is on the higher, is on the increase. So, what is causing all of this burnout? Why is burnout everywhere? What is burnout to start with? Today I'll be sharing with you what burnout is. Today I'll also be sharing with you the symptoms or the signs of burnout. I'll also be sharing with you the causes of burnout, and then I'll share with you how you can deal with burnout. See, burnout is something that might happen to almost every individual once upon a time. Okay, so what then is burnout? Burnout is a term that has been coined by a psychologist named Herbert Freudenberger. That was in 1970. And burnout, he described it as a state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion. Please take note of this. So burnout is a state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that involves a state of lack of accomplishment, that involves a state of reduced accomplishment. Okay, a time comes when somebody is so stressed out. It's important for us to know that stress is not burnout, and burnout is not stress. Should I say that again? Stress is not burnout, and burnout is not stress, but accumulated stress, prolonged stress, stress that has not been taken care of, stress that has been there for a long time, suppressed and worked over, can eventually lead to burnout. So burnout involves a state of physical, mental, emotional exhaustion, all right? And this also involves a sense of reduced accomplishment. You come to that point where you begin to ask yourself, what I am doing, is it even worth it? All this stress, does it even demand or deserve my attention? You ask yourself, all those things I've been trying to do, so you begin to reflect and you become very negative. And this is very important that you work on your mood, all right? You work on how you feel per time, because if you're not careful, you would experience burnout without even knowing that this is burnout you are experiencing. So it involves a sense of reduced accomplishment. It involves a sense of reduced you feel like you're not meeting up to target. You feel like you're not doing all the things that are really, really important in your life. In fact, it comes to a point where you begin to have lots of physical identity. You begin to ask yourself, is this who I really am? Is this what I really want to do in my life? People who work very, very hard, once in a while experience burnout. And it is always advisable that you take good care of yourself so that you don't come to that point where you experience burnout. Let me tell you one truth I have come to learn recently, and that truth I'm going to share with you. And when I share it with you, I like you to type it in the comment section, all right? So that way I know that you actually got it. Recently, I learned that taking care of yourself is also part of being productive. You know, when we say be productive, be productive, be productive, be productive does not only involve doing something productive, all right, working on your vision, working on your dream, working on the things that really matter. No, even taking care of yourself is also being productive. So I want you to type in the comment section right now. Type, taking care of yourself is also part of being productive. Say that again. Say it again and again. If I say it to yourself, hold your chest and tell yourself, taking care of myself is also part of being productive. Taking care of myself is also part of being productive. Honestly, I have to say this to myself over and over and over again, because, you know, in the bid to be productive, in the bid to work hard, in the bid to not let time slack, people have neglected that aspect of you taking care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you will experience burnout. And when you are burnout, you are no good to anybody. You are not good to your family. You are not good to your friends. You are not good to your organization. And that is why you have to avoid being burned out. All right, you have to avoid being burned out. When you are burned out, you have these feelings of emptiness. All right, you have these feelings that are devoid of motivation. You are not motivated to do anything because you feel that the things that you have done in the past, some of them do not have real value, and this begins to discourage you. All right, so that is why you have to tell yourself that no matter what is happening around me, what I do matter. I myself matter. And these are things that you have to knock into yourself that will really help you to love the life that you live. You know, many people in a bid to live life, be more productive in life, have missed out on the life itself. And these are things that you should be very, very careful about. Don't, in a bid to make life count, then you don't make time count. This moment right now that you are alive is a moment to relieve, a moment to enjoy, a moment to be happy about. Don't, for the sake of the life that you want in the future, you miss out on the life that you now have. You know, these are the parts that many people who teach productivity were not able to capture. So it's always about the vision, it's always about the dream, it's always about the little goals that eventually amount up to the achieving your vision and purpose. But then, even taking care of yourself, even calming down, even taking care of your physical health, even taking care of your mental health, even taking care of your emotional health, all of these things matter, and they matter to your sense of well-being. And this is why you have to be very careful. There are several people who have worked hard, they've gotten value for their money, they are rich, they are wealthy, but they are not emotionally healthy. They may be wealthy, but they are not emotionally healthy. They are not physically healthy as a result of intense burnout in their body. And today I'll be sharing with you on simple ways through which you can deal with this burnout in case you're already having it, and possibly avoid it when you don't have it yet. All right, so before that, let's talk about the signs of burnout. How do we know that somebody is experiencing what we term burnout? All right, so when you are burnout, there are several things that would happen. Number one is that you have this feelings of being tired and drained all the time. Have you ever felt something like that? Like you're tired, you are drained all the time. Maybe during a particular period of time. Let's say from Monday to Wednesday, from Wednesday to Friday, you are feeling drained. Day after day after day. That is burnout. You need a break. And if you are working for somebody, please ask for the break. If possible, plan ahead to have a break so that you'll be able to recuperate, because you are of no use to yourself or to anybody if you are burnout. All right, so it is important that you find out time to rest. I know there is work to be done. I know there is a vision to work at. I know there is a purpose that has to be achieved, but you have to be healthy and alive to be able to do that. And this is why I am calling today for people to avoid being burnout. When you are burnout, there is this sense of withdrawal. You just want to be all by yourself. You just want to be all alone. You just want to be isolated. But I've said it before, and I will say it again. We were not created for isolation. I will say it again and again. We were not created for isolation. We were created for association. We are meant to interact with others. We are meant to have a life with others. We are meant to relate with other people, all right? So when you always see yourself wanting to be alone, wanting to withdraw, wanting to isolate, it could be a sign of burnout. Another one is procrastination. You are always procrastinating. Okay, tomorrow I'll get it done. Next tomorrow I'll get it done. The day after tomorrow I'll get it done. You keep procrastinating like that. Something is wrong somewhere. You are not being maximally productive. And like I said before, taking care of yourself is also being productive. And if you are able to rest, if you're able to take care of yourself, what will happen eventually is that when you get back to work, you become more productive than you were before you rested. So it is also important that you take care of yourself. When you are under sign of burnout is that you have this loss of motivation. You're not motivated to do anything because you feel that the things you have done before, they really don't value, they really don't have value, they are not adding value to anybody, all right? They are not appreciated, they are not recognized. These and more are things that can make you feel this sense of burnout, all right? Actually have burnout. When you have this feelings that what you are doing is not being recognized, feeling that what you are doing is not being celebrated or appreciated, you can actually be burnout. Another sign of being burnout is that you are very pessimistic, all right? There's so much negativity, negative emotions. You become cynical. You're always seeing things from the wrong perspective. You now want to detach from everybody, from friends, from family, from people who really care about you. It's also a problem. When you are burnout, you also see yourself binging on food, okay? So you eat much more than you are than necessary for you. You see yourself falling into drugs and alcohol because you like the way it makes you feel momentarily, and these are things that are not okay for you because you are trying to taking the drugs, taking the alcohol, taking the food so that you are able to cope with the level of stress in your body, but in your mind, in your physically, but it's not really helping. What you actually need is to be able to know the proper way, the right way to actually deal with burnout. And another symptom of being burnout is that you begin to take out your frustration on others. You begin to lash out on others, shout on others, all right, relate to others negatively, okay? The people in your life are not the cause of your problem. Should I say this one more time? The people in your life, they are not the cause of your problem. They are not your problem. As a matter of fact, they are the ones on the same team with you. So if you know that they are on your team, you have to relate with them much better, all right? You don't shout on them. You don't lash out on them. You don't begin to push the pressure or transfer the aggression on them. This is very, very key. Another sign of burnout is that you begin to skip work, you begin to skip activities. Maybe you're supposed to be in a particular organization, you skip work, you are not available, you begin to skip things that you are supposed to show up for, and it becomes a problem. When you are also having burnout, you also experience lowered immunity. So your immunity is low, you fall sick so often, there's this frequent sickness, your sleep and your appetite changes, all right? The times you're supposed to sleep, you're not able to sleep as much as you used to sleep, you're not able to sleep when you used to sleep, and your appetite changes. You begin to eat at odd hours, you begin to feel like eating when people are not eating, like midnight, or 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and stuff like that. It's an indication that you need to calm down and rest. You know, like when we call them signs and symptoms, these things help you to figure out what is really happening in your life. Before you can say you have actually got into that state of burnout, you need to check all these signs and make sure that nothing is going haywire, all right? So, because if you know what is happening to you, you'll be able to control it better. Let me ask you at this moment, you watching, yes, have you ever been burned out? I must tell you, honestly, I have been burned out on several occasions, as the case may be. So I am telling you so that you don't get burned out. And now I have learned how to cope with such issues, especially stress, because I get stressed, as a confession, I get stressed most of the time. So I have learned how to cope, how to manage, how to switching breaks here and there, switching rest time here and there, because I have also learned that taking care of myself is part of being productive. So you, I want you to answer. Have you ever experienced burnout? And what did you do when you were burnout? All right. What helped you? What helped you to come out of it? What helped you to get better? Share with us in the comment section. I like to read from you. All right. So because it is important. Many people may not even recognize what it is. They might just call all of it stress. But burnout is a higher form of stress. Stress, you get tired, you rest, and then you're back. But burnout, you need to actually reorganize yourself, reframe a lot of things for you to be out of the burnout. So now we've talked about burnout, we've talked about the signs, but what are truly the causes of burnout? What causes this burnout? Because we need to know what causes it so that we're able to know how to avoid it. Basically, excessive and prolonged stress causes burnout. I've said it and I'll say it again. Excessive and prolonged stress causes burnout, and you want to be free from it. Now, many people assume that burnout is a medical issue. It is not a medical issue. It's more of a physical and a psychological issue. That is why this psychologist, Herbert Freudenberger, was able to coin that term. He understood what people were going through. He understood what it was, and then he talked about it. Now, it is important for us to understand that it is not a medical issue. It is something that if you do what is right, if you know what to do and you do it, you'll be able to resolve that situation. So, like I said earlier, excessive and prolonged stress is a major cause of burnout. But then there are several other things. I'll just share with you 3 basic things that causes burnout. Number 1 is work-related burnout. Okay, so maybe at your workplace there is stress from work. There are jobs that you are not meeting up with. Okay, then there is another scenario that can cause work-related burnout when you are a workaholic. You don't know when to set boundaries. You don't know when to stop. You are working and working and working because there's a target that needs to be met, but then you are not considering yourself. You're not considering your physical health. You're not considering your emotional health. You're not considering your mental health. These can cause burnout, and this is something you don't want to have in your life because it will minimize and reduce your productivity. You don't want that to happen to you, right? So another way through which you can also have work-related burnout is when the work that you do is not recognized, when the work that you do is not rewarded appropriately. So you are working hard in your organization, but you feel that what you are doing is not being recognized, what you are doing is not being rewarded, all right, for what it's worth. And then this can also contribute to a sense and a feeling of burnout. And this is something you have to work around, talk to somebody about it, all right, seek for counseling, maybe meet your human resource manager, see a psychologist or a therapist. You need to talk it out so that you'll be able to work out whatever stress this is causing to you. Because remember, burnout might be physical in nature and can also be mental and emotional in nature. Number 2 kind of burnout I'd like to share with you, and that cause of burnout is lifestyle-related burnout. Okay, so lifestyle-related burnout are basically caused by the things that you do, okay? By the way you work, by the way you handle your responsibilities in life. So it's about your lifestyle. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you're doing something, all right, or relating with people in a way that is affecting your health, trying to meet up, all right, scrolling through social media, trying to meet up with what every other person is doing. And what you forget is that people do not post their bad days on social media. They only post their good days on social media. So don't get worked up. Don't try to become who you are not. Don't try to put so much pressure and get tensed up simply because you are trying to be like everybody. That is not who you are, and that is not what you should be doing. You should be able to organize yourself in a way that you are able to do well, all right? Be healthy. Remember, I talked about our physical health, our emotional health, our mental health. These are things that you have to really watch out for. These are things you have to really be careful for, because you don't want to fall ill. You don't want to get burned out. You don't want to lose your normal self-esteem and who you are, all because you are trying to become who you are not. So lifestyle related burnout is a thing, and you have to watch for it. All right. So the third one I'd like to share with you under causes of burnout is the personality traits burnout. Personality traits burnout. When it comes to the personality trait, what causes somebody to get burnout quickly and get burnout easily based on their personality trait? One common thing there is being a perfectionist. You've heard that term before, right? OCD. Being a perfectionist. You want things to be exactly in a particular way. In fact, you want to control life. You want to control your day. You want to control the people around you. You want to control what your children do. You want to control what your spouse does. You want to control how the day turns out. I know that feeling, because I think I used to be a perfectionist, but not anymore, because it's draining. It's exhausting. Believe me when I tell you, it is exhausting, it is draining. You don't want to live your life trying to make sure that everything is perfect. Because let me shock you, things may never be perfect. Things may never be how you want it. Your husband may not do all that you want him to do. Your wife may not do all that you want her to do. Your sibling may not be who you want them to be. Your children may not even taking the steps that you want them to take in. And this is a harsh reality. So you have to let's cut some people some slack around your life, okay? People who love you, people who are around your life, cut them some slack. Sometimes things will not work out the way you planned them. I know I believe so much in planning. I know if you have followed me and watched my videos, you know that I'm always big on planning. I'm always big on preparation. I'm always big on you doing this and doing that so that this will be your eventual outcome. I'm always big on predicting success, because I believe that success can be predicted, all right? Because if you do the right things and all the right things, all the things fall into their right places, eventually you'll be successful. But the truth of the matter is that a time will come when things may not fall into the right place, all right? Things may not fall into the place where you want them to fall into. And at such times, you begin to worry, you begin to feel sad, you begin to feel frustrated. This should not be so. So you are a perfectionist, I get, but you have to start toning down on that perfectionist syndrome, okay? Because you don't want to be disappointed, you don't want to be frustrated, you don't want to have live a life where you're trying to be perfect, and then nobody truly is perfect. Every one of us, even the very best of us, have our flaws. We all have the things that we're working through, or we have the things that we're working on. We have the things that, the areas of concerns. We all, no matter our strengths, have our weaknesses. Listen to me, even the children cartoon that we watch growing up, even Superman had his own weakness. And what was his weakness? Kryptonite. All right. So every Superman or Superwoman has their own weakness. So in as much as you are a strong person, in as much as you're a smart person, you also have your weakness. You also have your kryptonite. So that teaches us something. It tells us that we are just human beings, okay? Let's not come to that point where we drive ourselves so hard and so far that we come to a point where we cannot get ourselves back. We cannot be our true selves because we're trying to be perfectionists. Another personality-related kind of burnout is when you are always pessimistic. This happens to the melancholies. They are always negative about something, okay? Everybody hates me, nobody likes me, people don't like what I do, they don't appreciate what I do. Listen to me, in life, not everybody will like you. Should I say it again? In life, not everybody will like you. So do yourself a favor, like yourself. Let me say this again. In life, not everybody will like you. So you do yourself a favor and like yourself, love yourself, pamper yourself, give yourself something nice, all right? Appreciate yourself, reward yourself, pay yourself if you're an entrepreneur. This is something that most entrepreneurs don't do. You pay everybody under you, don't pay yourself. Pay yourself, take yourself out, love on yourself, appreciate yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself, girl, you rock. Tell yourself, man, you're doing well. All right, whatever it is that you need to do it like yourself. Appreciate yourself. Don't be too pessimistic, all right? Being pessimistic can cause you burnout because you're always thinking about all the negative, bad things happening in and around the world. But the truth of the matter is this. Bad things may continue to happen. but you don't have to allow those negativity to cloud your sense of reasoning. You know, a ship does not sink because of the water surrounding the ship. As long as water is surrounding the ship, that ship will remain afloat. A ship sinks when the water eventually gets into the ship. And when there's so much water into the ship eventually sinks. So please do not sink like that ship. All right, make sure that the water stays out, negativity stays out. Make sure that all the people who don't like you, things that are bad, the negative things, the wrong news, the anything, they should stay out so that you can remain afloat. But when you allow them to get into you, when you allow all of this to enter you, then eventually it will really, really affect your life. And this is not what you want. So it is important, very, very important, that you allow those things to stay out. All right, so up next, I'll be sharing with you on how to deal with burnout. Are you ready? All right, so let's talk about how to deal with burnout. How to deal with burnout. So to deal with burnout, I recommend we use what we call the 3R approach. The 3R approach to dealing with burnout. And what is the 3R approach? The first R is recognize. The second R is reverse. And the third R is resilience. Recognize, reverse, resilience. Can we say it together? Recognize, reverse, resilience. So let's talk about reverse. Now, let's talk about recognize first. Now, to recognize the causes of burnout, I've shared with you the things that can cause you to be burnout. So you have to figure out, what is it in my life? What is it in my work? What is it in my personality that has the ability to cause me to be burnout? So you have to watch out for the signs, watch out for the triggers of burnout. Okay, so we've been able to talk about several things that can cause burnout. We've been able to talk about the signs of burnout. So if you are able to look into your life, figure out, what is it in my life that causes this burnout? What is it in my life that makes this happen? What is it in my life that causes me to experience burnout, to be overstressed, to have prolonged stress, excessive stress? When you recognize it, now the next thing is for you to reverse it. But if you cannot get to the point of reversing what you have not recognized. So that is why one of the most important steps is to recognize it. Recognize what it is in your life that is causing this. Recognize what it is, because when you recognize it, you'll be able to handle it. Recognize whether there are people in your life that are pushing or sponsoring or causing this burnout. Are there places you go to and you become overly stressed? Are there things you do and you become overly stressed? What are those things? You have to first and foremost recognize it. Now, after recognizing it, the next thing will be to reverse it. Well, how do you reverse it? You undo what is causing that stress in your life. You undo whatever it is that you are doing or that is happening around you that is causing that stress, thereby managing the stress. So let's take for a case study, for example. Assuming that you are experiencing burnout as a result of your personality. Maybe you're always on the negative side, okay? You're always feeling bad about something. So you have to intentionally remove those things that are always making you to feel bad. Remember, sometimes burnout does not have to be physical. Sometimes you do not even go anywhere, you do not do anything, but you can be burned out simply because you can have emotional or mental burnout. So we have to balance these things up. Somebody might say, oh, how can I be burnt out when I am not really doing anything? You may not be doing anything physically, but then mentally you are feeling sad about several things. You are feeling worried. You are feeling anxious. You are feeling all this kind of God, when? God, I beg, go, and stuff like that you always post on social media. All of this contribute. Okay, so if you're the type that whenever you scroll through Facebook, you get depressed. Whenever you scroll through social media, you are not happy. If it's a trigger for you, recognize it and cut it off from your life. Remove every form of negativity, because this will help you to live better. This will help you to be in good health. And this is very, very important, because you don't want to be in bad health. You don't want to be sick. You don't want to get burnt out. So everything we're sharing today is on how you cannot be burnt out. Please try to avoid this. It will help you. It will help you. It will help you live better. It will help you live healthier, because when you're not physically, emotionally, mentally burnt out or exhausted, then at the end of the day, you'll be a healthier person, you'll be a happier person, you'll be somebody that everyone wants to relate with. You'll not be the kind of person that is always transferring aggression or transferring your pain or your unhappiness to people. People want to hang around you. So after you have recognized and then you have reversed and you have changed those things that are causing those issues, one thing you have to do is that you have to be resilient. Because if you are not careful, what caused the burnout can come back again. This is why you have to take care of your physical and your mental health. You have to take care of your physical, your mental, and your emotional health intentionally. You know, if you don't do it intentionally, you see these things creeping back into your life. These things that induce stress in your life, you see them creeping back into your life. But you have to intentionally make sure that you take care of your physical health and take care of your emotional health, your mental health. So the 3 R's, let's say it together: recognize, reverse, and resilience. Again, recognize, reverse, and resilience. Now, quickly before I leave you, okay, let me just share with you tips on how to avoid burnout. Tips on how to avoid burnout. Number one, you have to be sociable. Be sociable, relate with people. Now, it is difficult for you to be relating with people and then having that feeling of being detached or isolated at the same time. So be sociable. And then in being sociable, make sure that you're in the right with the right people, because you may be sociable and you then find yourself being with the same people that are increasing your feelings of burnout. So you have to be choosy about the kind of people you hang around with. It is true that the Bible, God commanded us to love everyone, but God did not say you should hang out with everyone. Let me say it again: love everyone, but don't hang out with everyone. Love everyone, but don't relate with everyone. So there are people that all they have in your life is good morning, good afternoon, hello, hi, well done, and stuff like that. There are other people that you hang out with, you tell your problems, you share with them and stuff like that. So be choosy about the kind of people you are sociable within your life. Number two, you have to learn how to reach out. When you are having that feeling of burnout, you have a strong support system. Know the kind of people that you can reach out to. You can see what's happening to me, see what I'm experiencing, see what's going on in my life, okay? Then you are sure that talking with them is therapeutic in nature. There are people that when you talk with them, you feel good. When you talk with them, you feel better. Please, don't joke with those kind of people in your life. Number three, avoid negative people. Avoid negative people because they do not help you. They increase the stress that is going on in your life, okay? So you don't want that to happen. Number four, I'd like you to find balance. Find balance. Balance is key. You know, a lot of very successful people do not know where to balance it out. You want to be a workaholic, you want to be successful, you want to achieve big things and big dreams in life. But then you have to be alive while doing it. You have to be mentally healthy while doing it. You have to be physically healthy while doing it. So that is why you have to find a balance between these two, because that will make you truly healthy, that will make you truly alive. So number five now? You have to reframe your perspective. Reframe your perspective about life, okay? Life is not entirely negative. The world is not entirely negative. No matter the bad thing happening in the world right now, there are still some good things happening somewhere in the world. So feast on those positive things. Feast on those good things. Learn to love life. Life is too short for you not to love it. I want to tell you that people that are just killing themselves over nothing. You know, I know somebody will say, oh, they have good reason. But listen to me, you are going to die eventually. Okay, everybody's going to die eventually. Don't make it faster. It's simple. Instead of killing yourself, just wait. Very soon you will die. Life is already short. Okay, so no need to kill yourself. There is no need to kill yourself. Things are difficult for you. Things are bad for you. You are not married. You don't have a job. You are lonely. Whatever it is, don't kill yourself. Life is already short. Very soon you will die. I can assure you of that. But then you don't have to kill yourself now and die now. Okay, so this is me encouraging you in some way. So please don't kill yourself now. And like the Bible even tells us that the living dog is better than a dead lion. So if you are alive, you may be surprised about what can still happen in your future. Better things can still come. Wonderful things can still come out of that life. But if you kill yourself now, how would you know? How would you know that things will eventually turn out well? So reframe your perspective about life. Reframe the way you see life. Number six, try to rest. Rest is key. Taking care of yourself is also being productive. Rest, sleep. Sleeping is being productive. It's not sleeping too much. Somebody should not quote me out of context, okay? Don't sleep too much, but just rest. Rest normally, rest well. And then maybe number 7, reevaluate your priorities. What are your priorities in life? What are the things that you think matters the most? What are the things that you believe are essential to life? Reframe them, okay? Reevaluate them. Ask yourself, is this thing really, really that important? Is this other one really important? Why am I doing this? What is the benefit of that? Reevaluate your priorities. Things that you may be surprised that by the time you begin to reevaluate your priorities, there are certain things that you think that matter a lot, but in reality, they are not as important as they look. So you have to reevaluate your priorities. Number 8, is it number 8 or number 9? Okay, next, set boundaries. Set boundaries in your life. There are things that you cannot allow to enter into your space. There are things that you cannot allow to evade your mental privacy, okay? Set your boundaries. Intentionally allow things into your life. Intentionally allow things into your mental space. Know what you want to allow and what you don't want to allow. Not everything is permissible. Not everything should be okay for you, all right? Choose what you want and then cut out all the other things that you do not want. And number 10 I'd like to share with you is that you have to learn how to exercise and eat properly. Exercise well and eat well. Choose what you eat. Your mouth is not a dustbin. Your mouth is not a garbage bin. All right. It's not everything that should enter into your mouth. I know ice cream is good, but it may not be good for you as you get older. So please be careful about what you put into your body. Okay. Eat well, exercise well, and trust God for the rest. I know that in our world, the tendency to be burnout is high, but you don't have to fall for that, okay? You have to sit back and ask yourself, what is truly important in this life, so that you don't pursue in bid to pursue what you think is important. You now lose what is truly important. Don't lose your mental health. Don't lose your physical health because you want to pursue success or money. All right. So this is important. Find a way to balance things and live happily, love life, love the people around you. Be happy, smile, look for ways to be productive in your own life and the life of others. Look for ways to contribute meaningfully into the life of others. This is how to truly live. And these are the few things I decided to share with you today on Checkpoint. I'm excited you joined and I'm excited you got value from this. In case you joined late, I'd like to encourage you, go back to the beginning of the video and watch to this point because this will help you greatly. And if you have somebody in your life that you feel this person is being stressed or this person is being burnt out, please send the person a video. You might be saving a life by just doing that, because there are several people who are almost at the verge of losing their lives simply because of burnout. So through that you might be saving a life. These are the few things I decided to share with you today on Checkpoint. And until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you so much. Bye-bye for now. Hi everyone, I hope you were blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, we'll be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed and God will bless you. Love you.